Welcome to Cord Cutting Today for October 14th, 2019. This is the show where I break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now and give you my opinion on them. Now, this is my opinion. If you want to learn more about these stories, check out the show notes down below. I'll put a link to the news story I'm covering so you can read them for yourself and come up with your own opinions. We'll love to hear from you. If you're new here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. We would really appreciate it because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we're doing here, and hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of cable TV. Real quick before we get into the news of the day, because there's a lot of news to cover, Amazon's Fire TVs sticks are on sale with the Fire TV Stick HD version for $24.99 down from $39.99, and the Fire TV Stick 4K down to $34.99 from $49.99. So really great price on some streaming players there. If you can afford it, get the stick, Fire TV Stick 4K. Huge improvement in performance, well worth the extra $10 there. Now, one note with this, if you qualify, you can get the Fire TV Stick 4K for just $24.99. Amazon has a promo code out there, which link to it in the show notes down below if you want to find that, where select Amazon Prime members are able to get the Fire TV Stick 4K for just $24.99. Now, I don't know how Amazon's deciding who gets this and who doesn't, but it's worth trying out. If you can't get the code, $34.99 for a 4K HDR Fire TV Stick is a really good deal. And using those links down below helps out Cord Cutting News. So thank you to everybody who uses our deals of the day. It helps support Cord Cutting News. All right, let's get into the news of the day. IPTV has been the big topic for the last couple of years. It's kind of an interesting evolution here of these services. For a while, when you got stuff that wasn't necessarily legal, you didn't pay for it. And then a lot of people said, hey, we can offer a very high-end experience here and charge for this content, but charge less than maybe a legitimate service. Now, Dish and Ace and others have been going after these IPTV services that are promising thousands of channels for $20, all your premiums, HBO, NFL Sunday Ticket, $20 and you have it. So now they're going after these people, and they've been suing and shutting down the services, the resellers, and as we broke over the summer, these companies have been going after the subscribers, and now that seems to be ramping up a little bit. So Dish has gotten their hands on, appears to be PayPal logs of some IPTV services, maybe the IPTV resellers, as part of the lawsuits going after these people. Now they're using these PayPal logs to go after the customers who paid for this service. We've heard recently multiple people say they've received letters in the mail from Dish's joint effort, SAT Scams, which is Niagara Star, I hope I'm saying that. It's a joint venture between Dish and Bell in Canada. Originally formed to go after people selling pirated access to Dish satellites through those cards that you could buy or those boxes to get unlocked Dish TV for free once you buy it. Now they're going after, using that same thing to go after people who are using IPTV. Dish is doing it because they have exclusive rights to some content here in the United States. And if these services are offering it, they're in violation of Dish's exclusivity rights for that content. So Dish is now suing the end users, and not just sending letters now, they're actually sending copies of the PayPal logs to say, hey, yeah, you did this, here's your PayPal, here's your debit card, here's your credit card, however you paid for it, these dates, these transactions. Some of them going back years ago, according to some people who've contacted us. So this isn't like, oh, well, I used an IPTV service this year, I got a lawsuit. It's like, hey, I used one back in 2016, now I'm getting a lawsuit. So it's going to be very interesting to see how far this goes. Seems to be a cross of maybe a little bit of the techniques that went after things like LimeWire and torrenting by suing the people who actually download them also. Now, Dish and Ace are definitely full force going after the people running these operations, the people reselling these services, but also going after the end users. So keep that in mind. It's very interesting to see this. It would be interesting to see how far it goes. If you get one of these letters, I've been getting some people saying, hey, I'm just going to ignore this. I would say just talk to a lawyer before you decide to ignore a letter like that. That's my only recommendation. So keep that in mind. I'd love to know what you think. Have you had any of these letters come in? And do you think this will be successful? There's definitely, I've seen the comments right here on our YouTube channel, been a lot of people have said, oh, forget it. I'll just get a different service if this one shuts down. It's no skin off my back, there's another one. I think Dish and others have heard you and said, okay, well, if you're just going to keep jumping from service to service, we're going to come after you also. So let me know what you think. Are you ready for another Comcast price hike on TV? This one a little bit more sneaky. This one's a little bit more hidden because Comcast is moving channels to more expensive packages. For example, Turner Classic Movies, TCM, has moved from their base TV packages into what they now call Sports and Entertainment, which is their $10 a month extra TV sports package, now includes Turner Classic Movies. They're also, this was exactly as we reported back in August. They're also reportedly going to be removing the music channels from their TV packages, replacing them with a music radio station inside the Comcast app. And they will also be moving Stars from their high-end package into its own $12 a month standalone package for the Stars channels. Now, not all this has happened, but so far everything is on track exactly as we said it would be back in August, with Turner Classic Movies being the first one to move. So look for this to be more common. Effectively, this is a hidden price hike because Comcast pays for each channel they have in a package. When they remove a channel like this, move it to a higher tier, but don't lower your price, they're getting more money from you because they don't have to pay that whatever it was to Turner Classic Movies like they would have if it was still in your channel package. Good news is you can get Turner Classic Movies through many different streaming services. If you're still a Comcast customer, maybe it's time to check out streaming. Sling TV for $30, PlayStation View, I think YouTube TV, Hulu, and more all included. So check that out. But look for this to become more and more common. We've heard for some time that cable executives were looking to cut what they think were unprofitable or unpopular channels and move them either into higher end packages, add-ons, or just drop them all together to make their core packages even more profitable with no need for a price hike that they have to market. They can just be like, oh, well, we dropped a channel. We're charging you the same, but we dropped channels. So keep an eye on that. All right, if you're excited about Disney Plus, it is less than a month away. Jess has a full breakdown of everything you need to know about Disney's new streaming service that'll be a lot like Netflix. But today, when I'm recording this on October 14th, Disney Plus is basically announcing their full lineup of movies and television shows. According to Disney Plus, they've confirmed things like the X-Men, Darkwing Duck, Recess, Newsies, Gargoyles, and more will be included with the new service. Of course, they announced a lot of others like Toy Story, Pocahontas, and more. So a lot of confirmation. When I'm recording this, every few minutes they've been announcing titles. Check out our story over at CoreCarsNews.com. We have a link to it and a list of some of the movies they've already announced in television shows. A lot of Disney Channel classic movies from the 90s are even being included here and early 2000s. So check that out. Let me know which ones you're most excited about. And we have a link to their Twitter profile so you can keep up on all the announcements that, even as I'm recording this, are coming out. All right, next story up. Last week we reported that Roku and Walmart would be launching a new on-branded, which is Walmart's store brand, Roku smart speaker, which is a smart speaker with a Roku built-in, soundbar, and subwoofer, and in combination with launching a Roku player. So you need one device to be your soundbar and your streaming media player. Now, at the time, Roku said this would be coming in the next few weeks, will be coming out. Over the weekend, most Walmarts put those speakers, at least the sound bars. The subwoofers don't seem to be fully out yet, but the sound bars are now up for sale. I have one. We'll be doing a full review of it very soon. But if you're looking for a very cheap sound bar with a Roku built-in, link in the show notes down below to find that. Check out your local Walmart. Not quite as powerful as the version sold at Roku's website. It's a slight downgrade. But if you have a small living room, maybe you live in an apartment, honestly, this may be the one you want to get. A, it's cheap, and B, the Roku soundbar and subwoofer from their website, it's extremely powerful, extremely loud, and in a small space, it can really shake the windows. So this may be what you want anyways. Link in the show notes down below. If you had one, you picked one up, I heard from a few people that they already have it. Leave us a comment. Let me know what you think of it. I'd love to hear from you. All right, FedEx and Walgreens have teamed up to address one of the biggest issues with returns or with buying online is the returns. Now, if you get a return that's going back through FedEx from a lot of retailers online, you will now be able to bring them to select Walgreens stores. So your return will be able to go there, and they'll print your label, they'll do everything there for you, and ship it back to the retailer right from Walgreens. So this is a great option. Amazon's done this with Kohl's. Of course, you've had things like this through the UPS store and more. But now you have one more place to take it where, hey, I'm already going to Walgreens. I already have to pick up a prescription or pick up something. Why don't I just drop off this return of that coat or that shoe or whatever it may be that was either the wrong size or I decided this wasn't what I thought it was, and now I can return it through Walgreens. Makes online shopping that much easier. And I actually think this is great. I think this is a good move for Walgreens. This is a good move for FedEx. And this is a good move for online shopping overall. So check that out and let me know. Have you used it? Have you used the FedEx Walgreens returns? It was available at select Walgreens before as part of a test. And now it's part of a more national trial. I don't think it's at all Walgreens, but it's at many Walgreens across the countries. And the last story up of the day, Tubi is launching a new kids area with 5,000 hours of content and is expanding into the UK. So good news for our European UK viewers. I often hear when we do recommendations, I love to get Tubi, I love to get this, I love to get that. Now you can. Tubi is now available in the UK. And on October 1st, they're creating a walled kind of garden inside the Tubi app for kids content. Things like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, All the Shadows, How to Train Your Dragon, Norm of the North, and more will now be included as part of this kids area. Will roll out to Roku first and then roll out to other devices in the weeks and months to come. So this is great news for Tubi customers. This is great news for core cars. This is great news for everybody because it's great free content. I always say this, especially with your kids, they don't always care that much about ads. So instead of buying them TV shows or paying for another streaming service so they have it, why not give them things like the Roku channel and Tubi and more, especially now that Tubi has a walled garden of content that will be safe for them at their appropriate age group. So I absolutely love this. Tubi also announced that they are seeing record growth with September setting records in traffic. So very excited for the Tubi team. They were one of the earlier free on-demand streaming services out there, and now has partners with our content from over 200 partners, including Lionsgate, MGM, Paramount, and Starz. Now, it's not all their content; it's a selection of rotating content like Netflix, but it does include the ability to have a ton of their content available for free with ads. If you haven't tried Tubi, give it a try. If you try Tubi and we're like, it doesn't have any content I'm interested in, give them a try again. They've really upped the quality of the app and they've really upped the quality of content on the app. That really goes for all the free streaming services. Give it another try. Don't discount anything if you said, hey, I don't think this was great. Let's try it again. Now, I do understand that some people don't like commercials. I get that. If you're willing to pay for it, that's awesome. But services like Tubi, Pluto, Crackle, the Roku channel, and more, Zumo TV, are great ways to get so much content 100% free. I would encourage you to try it out. And if you use Tubi, what's your favorite movie or television show on it right now? Leave us a comment. Let us know. Well, that's it for today. I hope you have a fantastic Monday. I will be back tomorrow with more cord-cutting news, tips, tricks, and reviews. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Remember to set to all notifications now. I know there's a new notification setting on the bell, which is like, we'll show you some content, but not all content. It's very annoying. But the good news is you can now have more control over what notifications you get. So check that out. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up. It's a huge help, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for your support.